Hello everybody, welcome to another exciting round of Kusogrand3. I'm Brossentia. That better be Brossentia, this is my channel. My channel! Okay. Professor Farnsworth, thank you for being a woman in motion. That is always a good thing to be. I'm proud of you. Oh yeah, be in motion. I don't have the audio activated on this screen, but trust me, I felt it in my heart. Speaking of hearts, you know, Kleets had a beautiful heart to make cool kids play Kid Kleets. There are a few too many K's in this. But hey, it's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, everybody keep a close eye on this game, because if you don't, you know, everybody's gonna cheer and you'll be so lost, because I don't know, that's how it works in any type of soccer, football thing. You know, you don't want to be lost. You just want to know what's going on. Kid Kleets, yeah. Also Soccer Kid, also called Soccer Kid, okay? He was a soccer kid, she said, see you later, kid. You know, people just have no respect for soccer kids these days. No respect. I'm working on getting everything captured right now. Speaking of capturing people, I believe we're going to be having a few people join us on commentary. Well, a few people as in maybe one. That's less than a few. Oh boy. Wait, is this one of those PAL exclusives? I'm really not. No, I think I've seen it actually in the local game store. Just want you to know that our local game store pretty much has everything. Oh no, new emojis up. Oh no. There we go. I should have everyone ready to capture. I would say I don't believe they're online. I'm gonna check to make sure. Kleets, I'm not sure if you told me. Do you know who's doing audio for today? I might have just missed it. Welcome to, I don't know, Thursday. I have like half a brain left, okay? And I'm going to use it all by the end of tonight. Tomorrow it's just going to be zombie mode. Oh, hey, Proton John. Okay, it did come out over here. Good to know. What a Thursday. Beautiful Thursday. No response? Oh my gosh, we need somebody to do audio for us. And if not, I'll be so sad. I still don't see anybody streaming, so hopefully they can go live in a little bit. We have 2 matches for tonight, by the way. So this first game is Kid Kleets. Second game, I'm not telling you, but I chose it. I'm excited to see how they deal with that. It'll be beautiful. Ooh, someone is going live. They're too busy sobbing. Yeah, that's about right, Kleets.
Is it me? Am I going live?
Oh my gosh, I hear you. You are alive. Yes, Pfizer.
Huzzah!
Oh, I'm always glad to hear you joining. You make me laugh.
I'm glad to hear that. This feels like a particularly apropos game.
Yeah, especially since it's Soccer Kid, the
yes.
Formal name here.
Yes. Or the adventures of Kid Kleets, as it's known for some weird reason in other regions.
Yeah, I couldn't explain that either, because obviously he's playing soccer. You know.
Yes, he's playing football.
Soccer.
Football.
It's gonna be one of those days. Oh
This is going to be interesting in terms of commentary, I think, between the two of us. I know how you feel about British things.
Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I like the British things, okay? Every British thing is made of magic.
We have been over this so many times. You hate everything British, myself included.
I have British friends.
Do you hate them as well?
Of course I do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah,
have you seen anything of this game before, or is this brand new to you?
This is brand new to me. I have no idea what this game is, but it's a game.
You are in for a treat.
So you do know this?
I know this.
What?
I know this better because of the Atari ST and DOS versions that came out.
Of course you would.
Naturally. I wasn't even aware it was on SNES initially. I had pegged the DOS version for my group at one point, and then I found out that Kate was inflicting the SNES version on people.
And you're like, that's enough pain.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to let someone else inflict this on people. we'll get into. I'm sure we'll get into some of the minor differences between the versions as the match starts, and how it all works. And you'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen this game. I haven't played it myself, so it's gonna be a completely new experience.
I genuinely don't know how well known it is outside of Europe. I know it was released in America, but I also know that you're not big fans of the football. So
hey, it's in my local game store, just so you know. So I could run down and grab a copy of this game and be just as cool as all of you Europeans.
That is amazing.
They also have Gordo 106, though, okay?
Well, okay, given the choice, I understand you would rather opt for Gordo. But then, well, you've got to give this a chance. You've got to see this first.
Okay, I'll give it a chance. I'm not sold on not liking this game, so there we go. Okay, I think I'm just waiting for Julian to go live. Cadus, sorry, I completely missed if we had somebody who was going to do audio. Okay, scrolling through. Oh, okay, K-Head. Kahid. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Mr. K. No, Mr. K is a speedrunner, not Mr. K.
I will set up multi-Twitch once the stream actually kind of starts properly.
Do it.
For the time being, I will sit here and gaze lovingly at text chat.
I thought you were going to say I'll mope. Because you're not playing this yourself.
I'm okay with not playing this myself.
But you Europeans love these type of games, you know?
I have played this myself. I played a little bit of it this afternoon, and I played a little bit of it when I was considering it for my own group as well.
Wait, you actually played this today?
I played a little bit of this today, yes.
Just in preparation to commentate?
Pretty much.
Oh, I like it. Ooh.
I mean, I'd already played, like I said, kind of the DOS version, but I thought I should see how different the Super Nintendo version is, and there are some differences.
Okay, that's cool.
We'll get into this.
I'm relatively sure I'm one of the only people who has played the game that we're gonna have after this, though. So,
I don't think I know what the game after this is.
You have no clue.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm waiting for Mr. Julian. Dan, I see that you're streaming. If you can get to a screen that's easy for me to capture, that would be fantastic. Oh yeah, Cadus is saying that he's the nice one. He knows what's next.
Katus is saying that he's the nice one. I'm pretty sure we have a... What? Yeah, there we are.
Sorry, I'm so excited for the next game.
I'm really curious about what the next game is now.
Oh, you'll love it, Pfizer. You're gonna enjoy it.
Is it European?
Oh, Hits Jace, thank you for subbing again. Evil Laugh, yeah, I have a few of those. Okay, Julian, I need you to go live. My dear Julian. There we go. Dan is starting to get to where I can capture this beautiful game. Okay. I think I'm going to be good like this. Perfect. Beautiful. Proton John, I'm so glad that you're stopping by. Have you ever played soccer games before? Oh my gosh. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I have ever played a soccer video game in my life.
You've played no soccer or football video games in your life. I have something for
American football, yes.
I clearly need to send you... I need to gift you one of the finest football or soccer games that exists on Steam. I will do that at some point, if I remember.
Oh boy. Oh, wait. Unless you count a Hello Kitty game. That's kind of a soccer game.
I see no reason not to count a Hello Kitty soccer game as a soccer game. I'd also count like Mario Soccer and Mega Man Soccer.
I played Mario Soccer. Like I played John Madden, but that's football. Like real football.
Gridiron, I believe. We decided to... we had this discussion in your Discord before. I think we decided to call American football gridiron and actual football.
Okay, I love it. I might have played some soccer games on, or like your football games on Atari.
Really?
Maybe, yeah. They weren't good. Like, trust me, they were not good, but I may have.
There are a lot, as with most sports games, there are a lot of not good games out there.
There are a lot of not good games out there.
No, to my mind, sensible soccer is still the one to beat. I'm not even a fan of football particularly, but sensible soccer is a really good game. It's also really not a game that should be called sensible.
So why do you call it gridiron?
I don't know. What that's isn't that an American term? We don't really have any. We just call it American football usually. Okay,
I'm just imagining like sticks of iron sticking out of the ground as you're running around. You have to dodge them. You know, if you trip, bam, impaled. It's like, you know, gladiator-style soccer.
Okay, that actually sounds really cool. But I mean, if I Google gridiron, then it, you know, Wikipedia says gridiron football, also known as North American football, is a football sport played primarily in the United States and Canada. American football is the form played in the United States and the best known form worldwide. So, gridiron. I guess because it's the playing field is like a grid.
And the people are made of iron. Oh, yeah, are we doing normal difficulty? I assume so.
I would imagine so. I think the only two difficulties are normal and practice, so I would assume it's normal.
Quitter? Oh, that's changing the language, okay. I'm like, it's just really hopeful when you have something that says quitter down at the bottom. Let me show you real quick. Just right there. Are you a quitter? Because if so, then this game is not for you. Okay, anyways.
Okay. I need to set up multi-Twitch now, I see.
Ooh, I see Julian is live. That is hopeful. Not a quitter over here. Of course it would be French that says quitter.
There we go, that's something ticked off the Kusogrand3 bingo card for the night. There's the people saying that the game is not bad.
Oh yeah, that's not a surprise. That happens with every game.
I can't think of a single game we've had where someone hasn't said it's not bad, except maybe for Weird Dreams. And even then, that one was more intriguing than anything else, I think. It's bad. Like, don't get me wrong, that one is bad. Oh, I have something lined up. Probably not next match, maybe the one after, depending on how the groups shake out, which is categorically a good game, and the runners are going to hate me by the end of it. So I'm expecting a lot of rage when that happens. I'm looking forward to it.
I made a mistake. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You made a mistake.
This is how I do streams.
Was it with the timer?
No, not this time. It was with volume. I know, weird, right? There we go. Okay. That's what I wanted.
I think I have multi-Twitch set up okay. Maybe.
Maybe? Come on, Faizu. No second guessing yourself, just do it right.
Well, I need to find out what K-Head's Twitch name is. There we go, K-Head161.
Oh yes, K-Head161.
There we go.
Okay. Goodbye, Super Mario World music. I love you and all, but too bad we get this music instead. Let's see if there's actually music coming through it. Okay. Oh, that's jamming. Okay, I can dig this.
I really, really love the face on the level select screen.
It's so ugly.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you could your kit's colour.
Okay, just waiting for one last person. Chris and Keith just needs to... Oh, he confirmed. Okay, so if you are playing, be sure to mute me. Here we go. The Adventures of Kid Kleets / Soccer Kid / whatever you want to call it. We are doing the countdown. Whoever makes the most progress in an hour is the victor. They take first place. I will start the timer as soon as I see movement in one of the stages.
I'm so excited. Kickoff. Oh, baby. That's how you start all levels. And it begins. Have you managed to start the timer?
I have, actually. That's kind of surprising. So we're off to a good start. Okay, initial reaction. I'm getting some Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City vibes here.
I have actually not played Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City. I've heard of it, never played it.
This looks more entertaining than that, gonna be honest. I am not a fan of that game.
The biggest problem with this is, as people have noted in chat, is the controls. The controls are horrific.
You also can't see a lot of the screen at a time. Like, with the rate of movement that you're going, it's not very much screen.
It's kind of got the Bubsy problem in that you move fairly quickly and you will run into obstacles that will kill you pretty much as soon as they appear on screen. Like, you may have just noticed that on K-Head's screen there, where he walked forward and someone immediately threw something at him and he took damage from it.
Well, that's the best time to throw something at someone, when they're on the move. Don't wait for them to stop and take aim, just bam, kill them. What's the soccer ball even made out of here? I mean, football. I'm trying to cater to you.
I would assume it's made out of the traditional football ingredients of like a pig's bladder or something.
Pig's bladder? I hope not. It would make sense why they're dying. Oh my gosh, game over already on K-Head's side. Are there even I'm sort of blown away with how fast that game over came. With Chris and Keith also game over.
There are continues, yes.
Oh jeez, but why
you can take 3 hits and then it's back to either the start of the stage or the midway checkpoint if you've managed to reach it.
Gotcha.
There are all sorts of weird tricks and moves that you can do with the football. I have the manual open here somewhere, and it's a thing of true beauty. Shall I explain the plot?
Yes.
I will read the plot directly verbatim from the manual. Ooh. It's 1994, the day of the World Cup final in the United States of America. The atmosphere is electric. A capacity crowd is waiting for the match to begin. So too, thousands of miles across the water is Soccer Kid, sat in front of his television. 1,000,000 miles away in outer space, far above the planet Earth, the alien pirate Scab is scanning the area for a trophy of great importance to add to his enormous collection. Beep, beep, beep goes the scanner as it locates the World Cup, the most prestigious reward on Earth, shining brightly in the American sun.
Yeah, prestigious.
Suddenly, a blanket of darkness falls over the stadium and Scab's spaceship materializes. The crowd is dumbstruck until the World Cup disappears from view. They gasp, they boo, they cry. Seconds later, when the stadium is relit, and Scab's spaceship is already orbiting the Earth. Bang! The smug Scab collides with an asteroid. The World Cup shatters into 5 pieces which fall to Earth, each chunk landing on a different part of the globe. Soccer Kid decides there and then to save the day by recovering the 5 pieces of the World Cup. So,
okay. That's a plot.
Aliens steal the World Cup and then immediately crash into an asteroid and it breaks and falls over the world.
To be fair, I think that if I were driving a spaceship, I would probably immediately crash it.
Well, me too, but then I am not a renowned intergalactic pirate. I would hope that he has better piloting skills than I do.
But you've heard of me. Oh, yeah, Zona del Oeste. That means the West Zone, or East. East or West, they're basically the same. If you go west far enough, you're going to go east.
All right, let's quickly explain some of the control things.
Okay.
The ball has a mind of its own to some extent. If you walk into it, then it will follow you around, kind of like in Kid Cool, your little friendly ally thing in that, where it follows along with you.
Oh yeah,
but if you kick it, if you kick it away from you, then no, it's off. You have to hold down the fire button to magically resummon another football next to you. You can do sliding tackles, you can bounce the ball on your head, you can do overhead kicks, you can do trick kicks, you can stand on the ball and do high jumps off it. You can do all sorts of things, and I have no idea how useful much of this actually is as the game goes on.
With Chris and Keith is over to Old Town. Have you been to Old Town in London?
Probably. Honestly, that looks less like kind of a London Old Town and more just like a random London street.
It's more like 90s town.
Pretty much. But, it's phone booths and it's got the correct signs for men working, although we don't normally fill in the holes when you have people working on the roads. We don't normally fill the holes in with spikes. Do you do that in America?
Do what now? Put spikes in the road?
Yeah, put spikes in the holes when you've got people digging up the road to repair it or something. Do you fill the holes with spikes?
No,
So,
we just let people drive into them. It's called potholes. You know.
I will say one thing this does have that is very accurate is there was a pub in the background called The Crown just then, and something like 80% of all of the pubs in England are called The Crown, or some variation of that. So
Seriously? The Crown.
there are so many of them. It is one of the most common pub names.
You want to head down to the Crown? Which one? Well, the Crown down on 5th. Which one?
I'm fairly certain I live on the Isle of Man, which isn't even technically a part of the United Kingdom, and I'm fairly certain we've got at least 2 pubs that are called The Crown.
Nice.
With Chris and Keith has made it to the West End.
Ooh, spooky. It looks the same as the East End here.
It does.
But that's because London is very homogeneous in the way that it looks.
He's basically just going along the River Thames, from the looks of things. He just took a detour into sort of a bit of a housing district, and
He wanted to see the sights.
He's back to the Thames again.
Actually, maybe one of these random houses down here has the World Cup. Nope, just disappointment. That's all
I will say, with Chris and Keith is doing quite well. He's avoiding a lot of the distractions and trying not to kill too many enemies, just avoiding them as best he can, which might be one of the better ways to go about this. The downside is, this also means that he's missing any of the optional health pickups.
I mean, considering that everything kills you, maybe that's fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, he went into the underground. I've heard of that.
He's gone into the underground, and now he's wrestling with the controls to try and kick the ball at the mice.
Are there that many mice in the London underground?
Quite a few of them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking this as a documentary, okay?
And why not? It basically is. I mean, you do remember when the United States hosted the World Cup and
blew it up
by an alien overlord.
Yeah, we blame that on like weird space gas or whatever. Not aliens, okay? Swamp gas. That's what we blame it on. Swamp gas.
With Chris and Keith has opted to restart instead of using a continue to carry on.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, this early on, I think so. There are 2 types of collectibles in this as well. You have the World Cup piece, and you also have the World Cup piece. There's one in each city you visit. And you also have the trading cards, and I genuinely have no idea how they're related. You might need to find all of the trading cards to get the World Cup piece or something. But I don't think we are scoring at all based on that. Based on the trading cards or the World Cup pieces. Katus can probably correct me on that.
I don't think so. Okay, it is almost time for me to send the next game. So I'm
eager to hear what this is.
Mwahaha.
I want to explain how terrible the controls are in this, but I will probably do that once you're back from sending out the next game. I know I've got your full attention.
Oh yeah, I think that I'll need my attention there.
Oh, these controls are a thing of beauty. I'll respond to chat for a moment while you get that sorted.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've been deceiving people. Yes, Mazian, the fact that it is raining, that is definitely very Londonish, except at the moment where it's snowing in London, I think. This is a good idea for a game. It's got some novel mechanics. It was quite highly acclaimed when it came out. I'm not a particularly big fan of the SNES version compared to the others, and it also has a fair few problems. Hi, Forceful Balloon.
I'm enjoying the reaction that I'm getting from some people. Okay.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
I'm just having to make sure I don't accidentally start or stop the timer while doing this.
Wannabe Cat, I think it was highly acclaimed partly because it was a really good-looking game, especially on PC at the time. Partly because it was a half-decent platformer on a lot of systems that did not have particularly good, fast-moving platformers like this. It's just kind of the fact that it has utterly hideous controls that make things somewhat more unpleasant. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where the timer is at. I'm watching this on multi-Twitch, so yeah. It's only been 10 minutes. My god.
Okay, 10 minutes, wow. Let's see. I'm sending the instructions right now. The next game is going to be Evel Knievel on the Game Boy Color.
Oh, why do I get the sense this is going to be special? Why do I think I've seen this before?
I played it on stream once.
That would be why.
Just once. I'm really gonna enjoy this, okay? So everybody should stop by for some Evel Knievel action happening after this game. This is why I've been so excited, okay? I was just sitting around thinking, what could I make them play? How do I one-up everybody else? And then I thought, oh, Evel Knievel.
So yeah, again, you're right. Katus is the one who's being nice today, apparently. And this is not the most pleasant or unfrustrating of games, especially when it comes to the controls. So Julian RX
so I'm ready to learn about the controls, Mr. Faizu.
I was just going to say, Julian RX has made it out of England. He has made it to Italy.
Oh, good. Is that for better or for worse? They have a lot of soccer there, a lot of football.
They do indeed. It occurs to me as well, the manual I'm looking at actually has... Sorry, I'm just distracted by that loud beeping. I have no idea what on earth that is, or was.
Oh my gosh, K-Head fighting the boss.
Warning of a boss fight.
This looks like an American football player.
It's a rugby player.
Oh my gosh.
It's a rugby player, you can tell, because, you know, doesn't too manly to need body armor.
Oh, okay. Rugby, fine. Well,
and, you know, looks like a horrific scarred mutant.
I like that you sound like Diddy Kong when you take damage.
I hadn't noticed that, but you're not wrong. But okay, the controls, while we have a kind of back and forth football, or back and forth match of football against rugby. The biggest problem is the fact that it does different things depending on whether you're tapping or holding the button down. Which is incredibly unintuitive at first. You would think that like just tapping the button would kick the football forward. Okay. But no, you have to hold a direction and kick the button at the same time. If you just tap it, he just starts bouncing the ball up and down on his foot, which is useless.
Oh, well, of course.
And you can transition that into bouncing it on your head or various moves, but most of the time you would kind of want tapping the fire button to actually attack. Which has definitely caused a few deaths in this that I've seen already. With people, enemies running towards them, and then they just start bouncing the ball up and down a bit. And yeah, different things happen depending on what direction you're holding, whether you're holding the button down or tapping it, and in some cases, the timing. If you try to do an overhead kick, but do it at the wrong time, he will miss the ball completely and just face plant the ground.
Sounds more complicated than Street Fighter.
Yeah, these controls are not as simple as they probably look. Which is the thing, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, yeah, it's got the Bubsy issue where You can't quite see what's going to kill you until it's killing you. But the controls make it so much worse.
So the big question is, this or Glover as the best game where you're running around with the ball? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've beaten Glover. I've never played this.
But you tend to have tremendously poor taste in games.
It's true,
so...
it's true. I'm not sure if I want to try this game. Maybe. It's intriguing. I would probably give it a shot at least.
It is the sort of thing I would recommend you take a look at solely to understand just how bad the controls are.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, this is also one of the games, considering the sort of game it is, I vastly prefer the DOS version of this.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why, there's just something about the level layouts in particular, because they do have different levels. Whether they are... We couldn't quite determine whether they're just divided up slightly differently, whether different sections are placed in different bits. But yeah, the DOS version and the personal computer versions, Amiga and Atari ST and so on and so forth, kind of had less floating platforms in midair. Like, the bits that you could jump on were actually part of the background. They weren't just items hovering there.
Okay. Ooh, Julian taking a game over. Someone just did a 30-second test for Evel Knievel, and they said that was enough.
I will say I haven't played this extensively enough to say whether the DOS version is definitively better or anything like that. I'm just saying, based on what little I've played, I would prefer to go back and play the DOS version again. I suspect that the SNES version was a port, not necessarily the most careful port. So I think even on the main menu and so on, it tends to say things like press fire button rather than anything else, or in the options at least. And that's a game over for K-Head.
Oh no! K-Head, I'm crying. It looks like Julian is the only one who's really been able to take advantage of the continue on the second set of stages, Italy.
Yeah.
Wow, Italy has changed.
With Chris and Keith and Dan the Enigma are both taking on the burly rugby player at the moment. I wonder what sort of racial stereotype we're going to get as the boss of Italy.
I'm...
What?
Oh,
Tell me
oh my gosh. It better be Chef Luigi, okay? If there's not Chef Luigi in Italy, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
And there is a password.
Oh no, K-Head didn't write down his password.
I would assume they're allowed to use passwords if they want to.
Oh, for sure.
Don't know if Kate has restricted that in any way, shape, or form.
Proton John, thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, K-Head did not write the password down.
So, one other thing you'll see occasionally is that they keep pausing the game when they get a game over. That's because the instinct is to press start as soon as you get a game over. But that actually just pauses the game.
Oh, that's great. Ooh, the Riviera. Does the Riviera go through Italy?
I don't know. I would assume
thought it was
they've
the
done their
French
research.
Riviera. I don't know. Sorry, Faizu, but I didn't study the rivers of Europe.
Neither did I, particularly. Oh, okay. I know who the bosses are. Oh my god. The manual contains a list of all the levels, which are different. They are different in the SNES version and the personal computer version. So I'm seeing the levels for the PC version, the Commodore version, the Amiga version. But I'm assuming that the bosses are all going to be the same.
Hopefully. Okay, so I got that Riviera is a TV series.
There we go. Julian is fighting the boss of Italy.
Okay, never mind. It's an Italian. There's a French Riviera and an Italian Riviera.
And the boss is Pavarotti. Oh, sorry, Pavarelli.
Oh my gosh, Pavarelli! Oh, he's so chubby too. Oh my gosh.
He's better than Tchaikovsky. Certainly more talented.
Hey, I was in an opera once, okay? I want you to know this, Faizu.
You were in an opera?
Yeah. As one of the singers, can you believe it?
Can you give us a rendition?
A rendition of what?
Can you do some singing for us? You give us an example of your
I'm
talents.
not just gonna be like, sing, sing, sing. That's weird.
You've done this before. You sang during Shrek Kart, of all things.
I mean, yes. But that's not opera style.
No, I just want to hear you do some opera singing. I'm sure chat agrees with me.
Name me a song, okay, Faizu?
I know very little about opera. Chat.
Well, it doesn't even have to be opera. You can operize anything. Operize? Wait, what's this third world that Dan moved on to?
Russia.
Russia? Oh no, I just thought of All-Star. Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, sorry, that Dan moved on to.
Yeah, Julian is in A Christmas Land, but yeah.
Julian is in
Somebody
Russia.
once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Anyways, that's all I'm doing because we're focusing on the match, okay?
That was beautiful.
Oh boy.
And I really hope somebody clipped that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Julian is enjoying Christmas Land. Hopefully he runs into... Is he gonna kill Santa? If he kills Santa, I'm gonna be so angry.
The Russian boss is something I'm really looking forward to seeing. Like, you can probably guess what the bosses of the next two areas are going to be, based on the countries in particular, but Russia... If you could guess this, I'd be surprised.
Well, okay, I'm gonna start naming things. He could fight, what do they call them? The Matryoshka dolls, or nested dolls? He could fight a nested doll. He could fight one of the Russian dancers, because they're pretty happening. It could be an actual literal building in Moscow that he fights.
These are all good ideas for video game bosses and are all inaccurate.
Dang it. Rasputin? Ooh, it could be Rasputin. No, fight Anastasia, kill her. She...
It is not Ra-Ra Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. It is not Gorbachev. It is not Stalin. It is not Tchaikovsky or a bear or Soda Popinski. It is not a building. It is not Tetris blocks.
Oh. Okay. Okay, what else? If you're fighting a vodka, like just a bottle of vodka, he's like, not only do I kick the ball, I kick the habit too.
Well, I'm gonna say there is a reason why I said that you probably guess the bosses for the other stages, like England, a rugby player, Italy, an opera singer. Okay, that's fair enough, and half of this boss makes sense. And the other two bosses for the remaining two regions in the game, they make sense too. The Russian one is a little bit odd. I'm also a little bit weirded out that one of the Russian levels is on a battleship.
That's a little odd, but okay.
I suppose this was back when Russians were still acceptable villains in Tom Clancy books.
Oh, for sure. You know, a little bit after the Cold War, you put the Russians as villains everywhere, yeah.
I do feel that Russians maybe need to rethink their battleship design, because you probably don't want spikes all over the top of it.
Shaman, thank you for those those bits, whatever. That sounds so grateful from me, but yeah, thank you. We've got fireballs and spikes and... I don't know, swordfish jumping out at him?
Actually, there's a point. Oh no, I think the sailors are shooting? I don't think they're spitting. I'm not sure. I'll need to see.
Thank you for the sub, Slightly Evolved. Ooh, Julian. Like, some of these jumps look a little bit hard because if you're pushing over and you don't quite jump high enough, you would really easily go onto spikes, just from what I'm seeing here.
There are also, I've already seen on this battleship as well, a couple of blind jumps which wind up leading you onto spikes that you have no means of knowing were there.
Come on, Chris and Keith, kill the tenor! He's after your blood! Oh my gosh. You know, there's a lot of death in opera, I'm going to be honest.
There's a password. Is it being written down?
He's not going through it. He paused. So hopefully.
Next is Italy.
Aw, it's nice. Chris and Keith taking on... Oh my gosh, watch out.
So I think at this point, Julian is in the lead. Chris and Keith is in second. I would guess K-Head is in third and Dan the Enigma is in fourth. I'm not quite sure if Dan the Enigma has made it to Italy already.
I'm not sure if
and then game overed.
I feel like he did. I feel like he did, but got game over.
Yeah, I kind of get that sense as well. But like I say, this is what I rely on cases for. I think we can safely say that Julian is in the lead, though.
Yeah. I mean... Why are there bulldogs in Russia? Are they known for bulldogs?
The famous Russian bull... No.
Are
That's
those
more
bulldogs?
A British thing, I think.
Yeah, they
look like bulldogs.
They're also in London. I'm glad that Russia and London share something so tragic. Killer bulldogs.
There's a really topical joke I could make, but I'm not going to.
Okay, I could appreciate that.
Yeah.
PM me after the match.
If you've been paying attention to the news, you probably know the joke I could make. But yeah, moving on.
Wait, so there are cannons in the middle of Russia as well?
I have been to Russia. There are a surprising amount of cannons around. I have seen. I think it's the biggest cannon in the world is in Russia.
Really?
And they fired it, and it exploded.
Is that the boss? An Olympic star?
Yeah, the boss is a Russian gymnast assassin.
Whoa! Yeah, she assassinated him fast. I always knew it.
Fin del juego. Oh, okay. Does it save the most recent password for you? Because I noticed Julian didn't put anything in just then.
It possibly does, but if you reset, then too bad. Gymnasassin. Oh, that's another joke for later. Okay. Oh, I kind of like the design of Italy, you know? Just cruising along by the beach, chilling, you know, walking along ancient pillars that fell in the middle of the pathway to the capital of Italy, Rome.
And, you know, there's Roman ghosts wandering around as well.
You know, I have always imagined Italy has been like that. You know, tons of people have died there. I mean, everywhere people have died, but, you know, Italy especially.
I don't know whether it's just like first level syndrome, but it does kind of feel like the levels are a lot more interesting after you get out of London. Like,
I think
both
so,
visually and in terms of layout.
London, they're like, we need to teach you the controls. However, the players are like, there's no learning the controls. Ooh, with Chris and Keith is on to Russia as well. Moscow,
Yep.
Moscow, ba, ba, da, ba. I don't remember the words to it. It's a fantastic song, though. Everybody go Google the song Moscow. It's by a German band, of all things.
Just Google the song Rasputin by Boney M. That is a significantly better song, I'm sure.
No! Have you heard Moscow?
No.
Okay, you need to go look this up, Faizu. It's so good. It's like kind of German disco, is what I'd call it.
There are a lot of songs with that as a name. German language single by the German pop act Chinggis Khan, released
Yes.
in 1979.
Yes.
There's also an English language version released in 1980.
The German version is where it's at.
Okay, like 99 Red Balloons, or 99 Luftballon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Today I have learned that there is a Wikipedia page called List of Songs About Moscow.
Yeah, it's by Genghis Khan. Yeah. Justin is coming in because he loves that song. See? Okay, if you like Tchaikovsky, then you might also like this band.
If you like Tchaikovsky, then early 80s German pop is for you.
Exactly. Exactly. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Makes sense. Okay, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, everybody. They're doing
Dan the
great.
Enigma is at Italy. K-Head is continuing through Italy, with Chris and Keith is going through the battleship Potemkin, which definitely isn't the battleship Potemkin. And Julian RX has restarted Moscow again and is a little bit further behind with Chris and Keith at this point, but he's gotten further ahead, I believe.
He did make it to the boss. I don't think he dealt any damage to the boss.
No. Well, those Russian gymnasts. Whew.
Okay. So, yeah, here's the deal. I'm going to recommend you can link it in chat, link the song, because everybody needs to rock out to Moscow. Wait, Julian is on the boss.
Julian is on the boss.
I
Okay, there are apparently two sections that look almost identical with
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
This appears to be the first boss in the game with any sense of actual difficulty.
Oh, jeez. She's taking home the gold.
It's worth noting as well, actually, if you have a look at the maximum hearts that each of the players have, K-Head and with Chris and Keith both have 3 maximum hearts, and so does Dan the Enigma at this point, while Julian RX only has 2. So I would assume that he's missed a pickup that gives bonus maximum health at some point.
Very possible, yeah.
Which may actually prove to be quite important as this goes further in. It's one of those things where everyone else is still making slowly but steadily.
How do you even read her movements? Like, he went to jump over her, but no, she jumped right into him. Okay, it looks like she has a pretty set pattern, though. It's just your hitbox is a little bad.
This is where you need to do all of the trick shots, obviously. The overhead kicks and all the rest of it. Sliding tackles, that sort of thing.
Ah. Just all the things that you do in football.
Yes.
Ooh, Chris and Keith on the boss as well. He's got more health. He may be able to get through this.
Nope, that's a game over.
Oh, fun.
How far back is... the game over's back to the start of Russia? Yes, it will be, because that's where the passwords are. Ignore me.
Yep.
So okay, they are both fighting their way to the boss. So at this point, Julian RX is still in the lead as he has done the most damage to the boss.
I would say so.
But with Chris and Keith is not too far behind and does have the benefit of having an extra hit, which I feel like might actually make a big difference as things start getting a bit crueler. I have a sneaking
we've got boss
suspicion
music. Yes.
This is wonderful boss music.
I like this music, okay? This is actually a riff off of a classical opera song, by the way.
You know, that wouldn't actually surprise me.
I'm trying to remember what it is, though. But it totally is.
It does sound eerily familiar.
Yeah, you've heard the tune, right?
Yes, I recognise.
Oh, Nessun Dorma. Okay, thank you, Lord Dalek. Okay. That is amazing. Okay, this game just rose like 50 ranks in my list of games that I enjoy. Yeah, K-Head did a great job in that stage. He's still in this. You know, we could definitely see things change around.
Oh, absolutely. Is this better than Glover now in your estimation, then?
Oh, Glover does not have any music quite like that, but it does have a song that goes... It's a great song.
So it has a song that sounds like a crow vomiting inside a dishwasher.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's still 20 minutes left, so I think there's still plenty of time for things to shift around.
I think Julian might be done with the boss. Very nice, Julian!
Moving on to Japan.
Oh, spooky. Ooh, Nagoya.
What does the manual have to say about Japan?
It's a good place. Oh my gosh, we're probably going to Japan in 2020 for the Olympics. Two of these worlds have just been linked together. And I am so excited.
I was in China for the Olympics.
The boss is Goku. I could imagine a sumo.
Okay. That was sensible. Julian taking a death at the very start of Japan just to fill up on lives.
Yeah, that's a good choice. With Chris and Keith still fighting the boss.
I won't. I'm not going to spoil the bosses unless we get to the point where we're clearly not going to see them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, according to the manual, as I say, the manual is not for the SNES version, which has slightly different levels. It says that the first level is the countryside, where you have to watch out for falling conkers, birds, dragonflies, and flying fish, and remember that Soccer Kid hates deep water. But this level looks a lot more like...
He hates deep water. He's like, shallow water's okay. As long as it comes up to his knees. Nothing higher. I hate deep water.
This level looks suspiciously more like what's listed as the third Japan level, which is the factory, which says, don't let the fireballs, sparks, and crushers make their mark. Not all of the robots are docile, and look out for, and I'm not saying any more because that's when it talks about the boss.
Okay. Oh, geez, deep water. Ooh. Why does he hate it? Did he never learn to swim, or maybe he just... here's the deal, okay? I almost drowned twice when I was younger. Two different occasions. And I'm still okay with it.
I've almost drowned once, but I can swim. Over here in the UK, swimming is a thing that you are pretty much taught in school.
I was taught that in school. This was before I was taught how to swim, okay? I think one of them, I was a baby, actually, and somebody knocked me into the pool.
Oh. That's not something
I know, I shouldn't laugh.
Personally.
Here's the deal. Normally, don't laugh about a baby being knocked into a pool, but because it's my life, I can. Okay?
Because it's Brossentia, it's okay to laugh about him being a small child.
Yeah.
I just noticed that K-Head has picked up another maximum health increase, which is certainly going to help out as this goes on.
Oh, on to red square. Ooh.
There are a lot of squirrels in Russia to go along with these bulldogs.
Oh boy.
And also people sledding down the streets. This doesn't seem safe.
Then again, I can imagine people doing that here in Utah.
Yeah, maybe not so much in Russia. You never know, I suppose.
It's like, sled down the streets, just make sure that you don't get shot by the cannon. Be back by 5.
I didn't see any sledders in the streets when I was in Russia, but then it wasn't snowing.
Yeah,
when I was there,
you probably should go back.
I really don't want to go back to Russia. I really don't want to go back to Russia. Siberia was quite nice.
K-Head actually has the chance to pass with Chris and Keith here, depending on how the fight goes. K-Head did die, but last life here. Let's see what he's able to do. Ooh. With Chris and Keith taking a little bit of damage. K-Head does have more health, though.
With Chris and Keith can only take one more hit. If he gets hit again, it's done.
Same with K-Head.
But it looks like he's figured out the pattern.
They both got dead. Oh. They both got dead. With Chris and Keith, though, has one more life, it looks like.
Yeah.
He could manage to not get dead.
This is his final attempt before restarting Russia. But it does look like he's kind of figured out the gymnast's pattern.
Good, good.
The gymnastassin. I should say that this game is entirely accurate to all known rules of football and football physics.
I haven't seen a single yellow card.
If a football... Well, he hasn't done anything yellow card worthy yet.
He's trying to kill a Russian! I think that's yellow card worthy.
Has he tried to kill a Russian?
She's dead! Look at her!
He's trying to play football. The fact that the ball hit her and she fell over, that is not card worthy. I mean, well, unless you're playing for, you know, one of the more famous teams who fall over and cry a lot, and in the hopes of getting an advantage, but we won't go there.
K-Head is actually right back to the boss. Huh.
Looks like he still hasn't figured out the pattern yet, though.
I think he's getting it, though. I think...
Yeah.
You know, after a few tries, you probably start seeing that there's a set movement here.
It's one of those things. He's got the lives as well. He can afford to spare, to take a couple of hits to figure it out. He doesn't need to worry too much right now.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Mostly.
With Chris and Keith has taken a game over, but that just puts him back to the start of Japan, which he only just reached, so that's not a great loss in time.
Okay, yeah, K-Head's got this figured out. Last life here. Probably not a huge deal if he loses it.
Royal Blue Wizard, what do you mean I'm actually correct about that? You sound amazed. Of course I'm correct. I know all about the sport of kickball, whatever it's called.
Oh, good. I'm glad that we have a resident kickball expert.
Yeah. I know the offside rule, even.
Question, though. Did you have Foursquare over there?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, where you drew 4 squares.
Wait, what? Explain this to me. I'm suddenly confused.
You draw 4 squares on the ground, and you bounce a ball, and the goal is to get to square number 1. And...
Okay, I thought you were talking about something entirely different.
No.
No. No, I don't know that. Maybe the kids, maybe the younger generation knows that.
See, like, maybe they should have done multicultural sections in the UK, you know, when you were in school so that you could learn about other places. Because Foursquare is the bomb diggity.
Tell me, Brossentia, how much do you know about, like, Europe?
I know that...
I'm not sure you're the right person to be talking about how we need more multicultural classes.
My bachelor's was in American history, okay? So... I don't need to know anything else.
Which is why you know all about mice and armadillos and robots.
I actually did a paper about... let's see... No, I'm just thinking about 17th century Britain and the Spanish Armada. So I know more about, like, the 1600s than anything that's happening over there right now, except for Brexit, you know? I know a lot about that.
That's too soon, man. Too soon. No, okay, all right, that's fair enough. You know things. You do know things about Britain.
Yeah. I also know, like, the British stereotypes about the Spanish in the 1600s. I wrote a whole paper about that. It was like 15 or 20 pages, Faizu. I'm not kidding you.
Have these stereotypes changed much in the last 400 years?
I don't think so.
Europe has a lot of stereotypes about.
Yeah, why does this passenger train have coal on it? And cars? And, yeah, I don't know.
I was just wondering that myself, to be perfectly honest. I'm also not sure... Well, it's got robots on top of it, which is probably Japanese. But the car layout does seem a bit weird. Or the carriage layout, I should say.
I think it is Japanese because it goes from right to left, though.
Oh, Dan has just restarted back in England. Also, that was quite well done with the right to left.
Yeah,
I just want to acknowledge that.
Thank you, Faizu, for acknowledging me, Senpai. Oh, geez.
I noticed you.
Yeah, why is Dan back in London?
Did he press start instead of going to password? Or has he just given up at this point?
I don't know, we've got 10 minutes left. I'd be sad if Dan gave up. Like, Julian and K-Head still have, like, still are pretty competitive against each other. Also with Chris and Keith. It's like all three of them.
All three are currently in Japan. I'm curious as to whether any of to the US of A, the final set of stages. Did Dan write down the password?
Because the US of A has the best women's soccer team in the world.
Dan did not write down the password, so he does have to start from scratch, it looks like.
That's so sad. Oh. Unfortunately, that's probably going to put Dan back far enough that he has no hope of getting out of fourth. Oh, that is rough.
That is really unfortunate.
Oh no, K-Head became a pancake. Oh, again!
Why is Soccer Kid making his way? Like, this seems like the most dangerous thing to do. Why?
Especially when you get piped back in.
I mean, I just don't understand what he's thinking. Like, he's going around trying to find a piece of the World Cup. Why does this mean running on conveyor belts in a Japanese factory that appears to do absolutely nothing except punch a conveyor belt?
That's probably the first place that I would check, you know? World Cup? Obviously this death trap. Chris and Keith may now have taken the lead. You may be right, as a matter of fact. I think that Chris and Keith has been doing great. K-Head, you gotta get through without getting sucked up. Don't get sucked up. Don't let it happen. Don't. No. Oh, there we go.
Does anyone want to quote Brossentia on that?
Usu, no! No!
I would do it myself, but the sound of typing, not while I'm on mic. I don't think any of them have actually found any of the World Cup pieces yet, though.
Oh, geez, there are so many one-hit deaths. To be fair, falling off a train right between the cars would probably kill you instantly.
I think that one is a justifiable one-hit death. That's also one of the
quotes
first
cannot
times
be added except by mods, and there's a reason.
I think that's actually one of the first times we've seen someone smack one of the info boxes at the start of the level that explains. I know I saw it a couple of times earlier on, but I think people have just completely ignored them since then. Like those little info boxes at the start of the level that kind of explain how many cards there are to find on the level and where you are.
Oh no, K-Head! What a nasty jump.
The worst train.
Yeah, that train is kind of about... I believe Julian made it past there. He got to the passenger part, at least, on the train.
I do want to give Dan the Enigma some prop for, with 10 minutes to go, deciding to just carry on playing regardless.
Yeah.
I can understand a few people just restarting at that point. Or rather, just giving up at that point. Usu, thank you. And yeah, Julian's connection appears to be buffering quite a lot for me right now. Also, Brossentia appears to have gone silent. Are you still there?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was a little bit distracted by something else for a second. Let me go ahead. Is Julian a slideshow for you as well?
Yes.
Okay, not just me then.
No.
Good. Okay, that's okay.
Oh, there we go. It looks like it's caught up now.
Sweetness. And he's back on the train. This is really where we want to pay attention. Oh, Chris and Keith is onto the boss. Oh, not a surprise.
No.
Adorable sumo. Look at him. He just wants to sit on you.
The Russian gymnast assassin is the big surprise of the bosses. The rest of them are pretty straightforward and unimaginative.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Okay, that puts with Chris and Keith in the lead at the moment then.
But he's got the best E-Honda sit attack right here, okay? That was my favorite attack to do as E-Honda, the one where you just jump and sit on people. So good. And people...
Not the 100 hand slap is famous.
No, that one was lame. Sit on them!
And I think that's Japan done for with
Nice.
That means with just about 5 minutes to spare, he is entering the US of A. Alright, let's see what mixed up order the levels are in here. The city, which appears to be the third level according to the manual. Rats scurry around in the sewers and deranged dogs run wild in the streets. Watch out for Pneumatic Man, Ricky's High Rollers Rollerblade Troop, and the boss.
Wait, was this Detroit?
It's the city.
Oh, the city.
It said in this. It said that it's New York. So take that as you will.
Okay. Yeah, I'm convinced.
I haven't been to New York. So is it full of murder rats and really angry people with pneumatic drills?
I've never been there. Mind you, this country is actually big compared to anything in Europe, okay? So, yeah, I live on the other side. Okay, I've been to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh looks like this, you know, spot on.
Okay.
But, so I imagine New York probably is similar.
Well, you say this, but Soccer Kid has just made it from New York to California.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
This is listed as the second level of USA, but it's not listed as California in the manual. It's Baywatch Beach.
Oh, I like Baywatch Beach. That's definitely California, though.
Falling coconuts and bouncing balls are best avoided, and so too are jumping clams and the alligators.
I've been to California. You gotta watch out for the clams, okay? Both in the restaurant and out.
Don't eat seafood from street vendors, everyone. That is a lesson that everyone should know. Buffet seafood is also risky. Wow, those clams really are angry. They also appear to be firing pearls.
I would if I were a clown. Try to murder everyone. Wait.
Now with Chris and Keith is in Chicago?
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Chicago is New York. Again. Chicago and New York look very, very similar.
That makes the Home Alone series make sense. You know, the first one, you know, he lives in Chicago, but the second one, he gets lost in New York. Whoa.
Is Soccer Kid actually just one big reference to Home Alone?
Has to be.
I will say, this makes me wonder though. The levels, it kind of looks like, for the SNES version, they've taken, you still have 3 levels, but judging by the list of levels here, it kind of repeats 2 sprite sets in the SNES version, as opposed to having 3 distinct levels. Like, we went from New York to California to Chicago, and Chicago and New York have the same appearance. And the same with Russia, where we had kind of red square and then the battleship and then red square again.
Yeah.
So it looks like the SNES version is missing kind of 1 level from each zone.
Wow,
we haven't.
Holy
we
crap!
haven't
This
seen...
guy spikes, like throws the football straight down on you. He does little head bob there. Okay, that was deadly.
Yeah, well, we are missing the Wild West from the USA stages, complete with lethal tumbleweed and porcupines.
Tumbleweeds really aren't that lethal, you know? They're super light. They're more funny than anything else.
Apparently they're really dangerous to Soccer Kid.
Well, I mean, wait. But you said there weren't any tumbleweeds.
There aren't in the SNES version, but they are in the personal computer versions. Judging by this manual.
Okay.
That's what I mean. The SNES version looks like it's got 3 levels per country, but 2 of the levels use the same tile sets for some reason.
We've got 30 seconds left, by the way. At this point, it does look like Julian has made more progress. Oh, geez, than K-Head. But K-Head, again, has been doing pretty significantly well. Where is Julian, by the way? What land is this? Is he in California?
That's the demo.
Oh, that's the demo.
He came
I
over
was really impressed.
Yeah, he made it to Japan. I'm not quite sure who's in 2nd or 3rd. I don't know who made the most progress. That's what I rely on Catus for.
Oh boy. Well, that is the match. Time is up. And I actually stopped the timer, Faizu. I did a pretty good job.
Oh, well done.
Oh, thank you.
Proud of you.
You know, every once in a while you gotta feel proud.
You stopped the timer only a quarter of a second after. That is really good.
Thank you, Faizu. With that said, it appears that with Chris and Keith takes first, Julian is in 2nd, K-Head in 3rd. Wait, K-Head made it past the train? Huh. Julian also made it past the train. yeah, it might be worth going and checking things out. Dan the Enigma did come in 4th, but, you know, there's still a chance for everybody to make a comeback if they do exceptionally well in the next matches. They could be coming back, so don't stress too much, you know, this happens. Every once in a while you just have a loss. I don't know, I didn't do so well during my last match, but Faizo, I've got hope. Okay?
I have faith in you, Brossentia.
Good. Somebody does, finally.
I have nothing but faith in you, except for when it comes to stopping timers. And maybe starting timers.
Okay, Cadis is a good referee. Julian made it further in Japan 3. Yeah, thank you, Cadis, for keeping track of that. And yeah, that was a really great match, though. Thank you, everybody, for playing. That was more entertaining. Blah 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 blah. More entertaining than I expected, Faizu. That was great.
It is a colourful platformer with very distinct levels, and yeah, it was very back and for most of it.
Here's the deal. I would rather play that than Bubsy any day.
You should try it and check the controls first.
Okay. I mean, I say that, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of Bubsy. I'm really not.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Bubsy either, so I can totally understand that. I have some nostalgia for the very first Bubsy game, but the rest of them, God, no.
You haven't? Did you play it as a kid?
I played Bubsy 1 when I was younger, yes.
I'm
and
so
I played
sorry.
Bubsy 2 quite a while later, and I don't know, the maze-like levels and stuff really, it just kind of went against everything that I wanted in that sort of platform.
Yeah, I would rather play Bubsy 1 over Bubsy 2. Like, Bubsy 2 is a crime.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And yes, DJ Bunyan, you are free to spoil this as much as you like now that it's over.
Yes, you may spoil. Thank you, everybody. That was a lot of fun. By the way, yeah, it's not a great game, but it was great for us to watch. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. That sums it up quite nicely, I think. I enjoyed watching it.
I'm glad
Get a bit of.
Faizu.
It was nice to get a bit of British culture in here as well. Helping explain the rules of the famous sport of kickball.
Yeah,
to the rest
it
of the
sounds
globe.
like a quality sport, you know. Maybe I'll have to check it out someday.